Okay, take one on Wednesday, July 3rd. If you mute your mic, that'd probably be a little better. So I'm just going to jump into kind of the new core of it. What we are presenting here to you is Operation Welcome Home, because our military, our veterans, and our entire nation need two things with high importance and urgency. The first is a formal rite of passage, transitioning our active duty military to veteran status and civilian life. The second is a quantum leap upgrade to the support provided to our community of 20 million American veterans. And all of this will be funded 100% with private donations, as we will cover in detail. Starting with the rite of passage, speaking with our veterans, we have learned that nothing of the sort exists right now. I can clearly remember my father telling me about how after 4 years of active duty as a naval officer in the Korean War, when he returned stateside and was honorably discharged, it was a huge shock for him. He went from being in charge of 125 men with massive responsibilities on the American destroyer, the USS Weeks, to going to a hotel room and basically sleeping for 3 days straight because he was so exhausted. And that was it. He was out of the home and family and community and meaning and purpose and mission that had defined his life for the previous 4 years. Extremely formative years for a young man who immediately prior had graduated from Ohio State University. And now what? Who am I now? Why am I here? What is the mission? Where is my military family, my team? We will talk more about the rite of passage in a minute, the needed rite of passage in a minute. But first, let's talk about the quantum leap upgrade to the support provided to our community of 20 million American veterans, because we first really need to wrap our heads and hearts around the community. And right now, to be clear, it is an imagined community, which we are birthing with our imaginations. And we invite you, Barbara and Gary, to join us in imagining this into reality, birthing this into reality with our imaginations and our love for our veterans. Our veterans need a beautiful, robust, and complete community to rite of passage into, right? So before we can talk properly about the rite of passage itself, we need to really get clear on what we're transitioning or passaging our veterans into. Does that make sense? And as regards this quantum leap, a huge portion of this quantum leap will be contained within a single bundle of technology centered around a Toughbook laptop computer with free lifetime satellite internet access included, and even a solar panel sufficient to keep you powered up even when you are off grid. Now, what is the goal of all this technology? The main goal is to get our 20 million veterans connected to each other via a 24/7 veteran Zoomosphere. It's Zoom, but only for veterans, so that they have a safe and secure space where they can talk and share with their comrades in a way like that beautiful song sung by Keane, "Somewhere Only We Know." Somewhere only the veterans know, a safe and empowered space exclusive to them. Now, we could talk for literally hours about all the things and scenarios the Veteran Zoomosphere will enable and empower, but for brevity, we will leave that mostly to your imagination for now. Now, so much of technology has been normalized to the point that we take it for granted and see it for the many negatives associated with it. In this case, it is nothing but positives for our veterans who need community like no one else. So we have put together a bundle of technology which constitutes literally a superpower for our veterans to get connected, to get reconnected with comrades from whom our veterans have been disconnected for years to decades, to get reconnected with these vital relationships and to stay connected and to leverage these connections to accomplish beautiful and great things together, starting with healing and reconnection and going from there to a sky's the limit potential of each veteran finding their next mission in the loving, supporting community of a 20 million member A team of all American veterans. All of this will be encompassed in a single program, Operation Welcome Home, which will be transformational to our military, our veteran community, and our entire country. And let's go back to how this all started. In deep conversations with our co-founding partner, Rod Whitmire, we learned about the 22 veterans who commit suicide every single day. And Rod Whitmire took a stand, being a veteran himself. He said, "Not in my country." And we learned that the highest percentage of suicides among veterans is precisely in the time window immediately preceding and following their discharge into civilian life. So Rod, seeing and feeling all this as a proud veteran of the Army from the Vietnam era, founded Vets Meet Vets, a veteran support group here in Western Washington. He later went on to found Operation Veteran Freedom and the National Alliance to End Veteran Suicide. And participating in these programs and hearing his story and the stories of myriad other veterans, I was inspired to suggest that we put together welcome home boxes of specialty foods and other gifts for our veterans as part of the missing rite of passage. And what is missing, in addition to a welcome home ceremony and a giant welcome home box full of gifts and blessings from a grateful nation, is a well-designed and very intentional series of welcome home events as part of an ongoing process of gently and compassionately and lovingly transitioning our newly minted veterans into the beautiful, robust, and thriving community of 20 million proud American veterans and their families and communities. So this picture, Gary, of you in, you get transcript turned on here. Gary, of you with a whole bunch of our proud veterans is this is the image. This picture speaks volumes. This is the community of American veterans that we want to create times 20 million, right? And instead of only those who could travel to this one specific event, it'll be 20 million completely connected through the veteran Zoomosphere so that you can, drill down by branch, by sub-branch of the military, down to division, company, platoon, and connect with your people, with your comrades from whom you've become disconnected. So we need, not one event, but an ongoing series of events, a whole calendar full of picnics and hiking and camping expeditions, support groups, sporting events, intramural sports leagues, followed by volunteer opportunities, training and career workshops, countless opportunities for seasoned veterans to welcome the newly minted veterans into this amazing family and thriving community of veterans and their families, which we are just now co-creating. So this is Operation Welcome Home. This, including the veteran Zoomosphere, as we were describing. So there will be these physical boxes of gifts and physical in-person events, as well as the veteran Zoomosphere, meetings, gatherings of all different kinds on Zoom. And as we talked about, the Zoom has amazing advantages over look, each one has their pros and cons, but Zoom has some amazing advantages over the obvious constraints of in-person events. Anyone from anywhere in the world, any veteran can join in any Zoom meeting. um, in the Veterans Hemisphere. At any time, 24/7. So the Veterans Hemisphere provides endless opportunities for connection, for reunion. A big part of it will be organized by branch, like the Army, and sub-branch, like the Army Corps of Engineers or the Army Rangers, and by era, like Vietnam or Iraq, all the way down to company and platoon level. And at every moment of the day and night, literally 24/7, there will be thousands, probably more like tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of meetings happening that are exclusive to veterans who know that they're in a safe space. You know, a veteran who gets up at 3 a.m. and is thinking about hitting the bottle. And then they remember what their veteran guardian angel said: get on the Zoomosphere, just get with your team. Now, maybe you don't hit the bottle that night. Try it out. Hey guys, you know, I can't sleep. I'm having a rough time. And a fellow vet from that same era, you know, say Vietnam, says, welcome, brother. I've been there. You know, there will be tens of thousands of groups of maybe 10 or 12 veterans who meet on a regular basis, forming their own support groups. And they're not going to want to let their platoon or company down, because every day, you know, at 11 a.m., they get together and, you know, I can't do it drunk. I've got to be there for my team. So let's review some background as to how we started Operation Welcome Home back in 2010. So here's Rod Whitmire, our other co-founding partner in Operation Welcome Home. And here we are gifting boxes to Vietnam veterans in Tacoma at halftime at a minor league ball game. And then these senior veterans were the ones to gift boxes to younger veterans returning from Afghanistan and Iraq. And this was the birth of the idea of the veteran guardian angels gifting welcome home boxes to newly minted veterans as part of the rite of passage, as part of the ceremony. And you can see it in their faces. They love it. This is both an acknowledgement and a welcome home that is long overdue. And there is a significant undertone of appreciation and, frankly, atonement here. And from there, we started to dream into how big this could actually become, and how do we take this opportunity to really roll out the carpet for our heroes. So for brevity, I'm going to fast forward all the way to 2017, where we displayed and presented Operation Welcome Home at the at the Liberty Ball at the Library of Congress, to which we were invited by our friend Congressman Dana Rohrabacher. Which brings us to the central idea of Operation Welcome Home, or one of the central, brings us to one of the central ideas of Operation Welcome Home, a giant welcome home box with specialty foods from all 50 states. So for example, right up in front, you see Adams peanut butter with a special label attached that says, welcome home veteran. Ohio says thanks. So it's not just a gift from Adams, it's a gift from the entire state of Ohio, which is where the peanut butter was made. Welcome home veteran, Iowa says thanks. Times all 50 states, and not just comfort foods, but specialty comfort clothing like wool blanket, wool socks, caps, scarf, gloves. So comforting our heroes. And all of these items are donated by grateful American manufacturers, who will get a well-deserved boost in sales and customer loyalty, rewarded to them by American consumers who are grateful for them for their donations to our veterans. So net, factoring in the massive donations which will be generated, there will be zero net cost to the Gary Sinise Foundation. Quite the contrary, there'll be far more money coming in the form of cash donations than any money which the foundation could spend on Operation Welcome Home. And likewise for the federal government, there will actually be substantial savings to the government, which will more than offset any cost the government will need to spend I mean, just take military recruiting, for example. Consider all the money that's spent on advertising and this and that. You can, for the most part, kiss all that goodbye because the whole country is going to be part of Operation Welcome Home and these ceremonies, and seeing that the support that our veterans are receiving and to be part of this amazing 20 million member A team of American veterans, every, I mean, every young man will want and woman will want to be a part of that. What do you want to be when you grow up? A veteran, right? The kids will say. So welcome home, American hero from a grateful nation. All 50 states are standing at attention inside the box and giving our best to you as you have given your best to us. Now you'll see inside the box in the upper left, there is a welcome home binder in which will be listed and described all programs for veterans, whether from the VA, from nonprofits such as the Gary Sinise Foundation, all the way to local groups knitting quilts and baking cookies for our veterans, to local programs such as Vets Meet Vets, founded by Rod Whitmire. Now, this is what the next generation of the binder will look like. And Barbara created these amazing binders for us for a program we've been doing for the Catholic Church, and especially specifically for Pope Francis through the Cleveland Catholic Diocese, called Laudato Si, in honor of the great encyclical authored by Pope Francis about protection of the poor and of all of life on earth. And Barbara pioneered sustainable American hardwood, which is what this binder is made of, and which is also what the boxes will be made of. So here are some concept ideas we've pulled from the internet. We haven't not yet made these boxes out of wood, but the idea is basically a giant wooden footlocker-sized welcome home box accompanied by a giant cooler, both full of all these goodies. And a digital form of the binder will be included in the Tough Book that we've talked about. And, you know, ideally military grade with extended battery life. And as we mentioned, even a solar panel for those who might want to be out in the woods for a while or whatever. But they know that they will have the option of never being alone again, because the Tough Book will include lifetime satellite internet access. So no matter where they are, they can always be powered up and connected to the veteran Zoomosphere. So let's talk rollout. We propose that all of this start with a national press conference led by Barbara, by you, Gary, by our American veterans, the President of the United States, the First Lady, the head of the VA, and myriad other honored heroes and dignitaries. And the President of the United States, in their moment, says, I want to thank Barbara and Gary, and I want to ask that every American, wherever you are in the world, follow the example they have set. And please think inside the box. Whatever program you're doing for veterans or are thinking about doing for veterans, please contact the Gary Sinise Foundation and get your program into the box. And then a few weeks after that national press conference, in the meantime, manufacturers across the country are going to be going crazy trying to get their products or services into the box. And then so a few weeks later, after that first national press conference, we launch Operation Welcome Home in earnest, starting with another press conference in the morning, followed immediately by the delivery of 1,000 Welcome Home boxes and coolers, delivered by 100 donated vans with a team of 3 in each van, a member or volunteer from GSF, a Guardian Angel senior veteran volunteer provided by the VA, and a celebrity. And Gary, you would handpick all 100 celebrities because you know which celebrities have been most supportive of our veterans. And 100 media vans, one for each delivery van, following each delivery van, to record, thank you, sweetheart, to record this beautiful history in the making. Thank you so much, sweetie pie. And to publicize it live, obviously, only for those veterans and their families who choose to want to be part of the media coverage. And what we're looking for here is a partner with whom we can have the needed synergy, a partner with the ability and reputation to help us scale this to reach all veterans, not to mention the Office of the President of the United States, the head of the VA, et cetera. And we want to state frankly that we can't think of a better person to lead Operation Welcome Home operationally than Barbara Titus. And we can't think of a better overall leader for our country, as this is going to be an effort from our whole country coming together in support of our veterans, than you, Gary. You are the ultimate grateful American, not just in sentiment, but in action. And okay, after a pause there, I'm thinking we could even add to that, then maybe show the slides at the very end. So look, we need this rite of passage, show the arrow, show what we need a rite of passage into, right? This upgraded community. And so Operation Welcome Home really accomplishes two things. It provides the massive upgrade to the community and the huge boost in the form of this bundle of technology, this magical bundle that'll all fit into the Alice pack that comes in the Operation Welcome Home box. And it's like a jetpack to the veterans, transporting them to wherever they need to go. I mean, again, we often take for granted this technology or only look at the negative aspects, but my goodness, this is so positive. So the jetpacks provide the superpower upgrade to individual veterans and therefore, and by extension, to the entire veteran community of 20 million veterans. And properly superpowered. My goodness, where the community of 20 million American veterans can take us, properly connected, reconnected, reunited, supercharged with this superpower of basically teleportation. Let's call a spade a spade. This is teleportation. And in the case of the community of American veterans, words cannot describe how powerful this is going to be. Okay. So most of it's going to be contained within the veteran Zoomosphere. Most of this amazing ongoing beauty and so, of course, in-person events. But guess what? A lot of those will be coordinated and organized by people connecting to the Zoomosphere. And just like there will be a Zoomosphere for the veterans, there'll be a Zoomosphere for all of us supporting veterans, county by county, all across the entire country, putting together and organizing the local events, the in-person events, whether it's organized by the VFW, American Legion, the VA, the Gary Sinise Foundation, and again, all that can be coordinated as well through a parallel Zoomosphere for the support community. And so we've got the massive upgrade to the veteran community and then the rite of passage that takes you there. Immediately rolling off of active duty, you're looking forward to that rite of passage. You're looking forward to that commencement ceremony and your beautiful wooden Operation Welcome Home box, Operation Welcome Home cooler, your tough book, your your mobile solar panel. I mean, your jetpack, right? You're looking forward to that. And then the ceremony welcomes you into the loving arms of the 20 million strong American veteran community. You're now a member of that. You've been christened, you've been, welcomed, you've been gifted and now you've got all this support with the binder. Of course, the digital form of the binder will be in the tough book, and you're ready to go. You're good to go. So with that, thank you. Thank you so much.